Hi, fam. Welcome back to another episode of New Earth Rhythm podcast. Pluto just went direct in Aquarius today. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. My own energy, like the last 2 weeks, I'd say, as a manifester, I have these waves, right? My energy is cyclical. I have high, divinely inspired creative output, 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 and I feel like this urge to like say what I need to say and create what I need to create and speak and share and like until I get it all out of me. It's like I can't rest until I get everything out of me that I feel an urge and desire to say. And then 2 weeks ago, I felt like I said it. I was like, okay, whew, just created a million things, put so much out there in the world. And then my energy was telling me to like, take a deep breath, relax. And it came just in time for my daughter's second birthday. We had family to come visit. And I have been riding this like crazy trajectory all summer. I just had crazy output. I grew my following like massively. And it felt like so good to be in this movement. I love being in movement. But then when my energy calls for rest, the low end of my cycle as a manifester, the old like fears of the patriarchy started to creep up on my nervous system again, like feeling like if I stop, then I lose momentum and then I'll fall behind. If I stop, I'll fall behind. It was like these old fears creeping in and my nervous system, like the old programmings of survival mode, hustle mode, feeling like I gotta go, 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 do, be, keep my foot on the gas, like keep my finger on the needle, like bop, 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 bop. It's like chill the F out, okay? I could feel the old programmings creeping up on me when I decided to rest and stop and surrender and let go and flow and vibe and like just have fun times with my friends and family and have date nights and date days and like watch movies and read books and take baths and not wake up early to create. Okay, it was like this period of rest where I had to consciously decide that it was okay to rest. Because I guess in my life, I've never had like such a strong period of momentum before. I've always like the last few years since I've been on this ride and like really sharing my voice on social media and started my podcast, I've always gone through these waves of like high output. But this run that I had this summer, ever since Saturn went into Aries in May, since May until 2 weeks ago, y'all, I have been on one, as you have seen, as you've been following along with. Like, I have really been on one. Picked up so much momentum because I was applying strategy to my focus and to my flow. So it was the first time in my life where I had this crazy momentum that was like tangible. And then it was the first time in my life where I had to take a break from that momentum and feel in to the old fears, the old patriarchy telling me that I had to keep going and never stop if I wanted to keep up, if I wanted to keep building and growing and scaling as an entrepreneur. And this was the first time where I had to make this conscious choice to draw my line in the sand and say, no, like, no, I can rest. I can flow. I can tune back in to my feminine essence again, like to fill up my cup, like my magnetism and just focus on my relationships and focus on creating only for me and no one else and not feeling like I have to share something and always be speaking and putting stuff out there, but trusting that my community, all of you with me on this wave, we're also in a period of rest. We're also like not looking to see what I had to say because the energy wasn't calling for it. The energy was telling you to focus on your passions and your pleasure and your trust. And the energy of fall was telling me to enjoy the fruits of my labor. So, all that labor from May, I could actually sit back and enjoy the fruits of my labor for like the first time consciously without feeling the pressure, without giving in to the pressure to keep going. And I'm just feeling how like powerful this is for this Aquarius moment. Because it's not like during the last 2 weeks I didn't have like something maybe to say, but it was coming from a place of like almost like conjuring up, and it would have been coming from force. Like I would have been forcing myself to say something, as opposed to when I'm in my divinely inspired creative flow, it just is like I have to say something. Like if I don't create this post, if I don't create this TikTok video, if I don't create this carousel, if I don't send this email blast, I literally won't be able to rest. Like it has to get out of me. It's like coming from beyond me and through me. And those are the posts that go freaking viral. Those are the shit that really pops off. Those are the things that speak directly to the collective, which is why I get that response, those viral responses, because it's coming from beyond me, because it's meant to be delivered to you in that moment. So the moment that I try to like force content just to keep up, those are the things that flop anyway, because it's not required. It's not coming from beyond me. It's coming from little me, little fears, ancient, not ancient. It's coming from programming, conditioning, telling me that I have to keep up every single day. The toxic masculine way of doing things. And this moment, I could feel how powerful this moment in time was for me to consciously draw the line in the sand and say, I don't have to do shit. I can kick my feet up. I can sleep in. I can read my books. I can like spend so much present time with my family. I don't have to go to the cafe this week and work. Like I can take a rest, take a break. That felt so healing on this quantum level. And I'm realizing that that is what this era is literally all about, anyways. That's what I felt called to jump on here and share right away when I'm talking about what era we're in now that Pluto is in Aquarius. This is the sacred rebellion. This is the sacred rebellion. And what does a sacred rebellion look like? It says fuck you to the patriarchy telling me that I have to monotonous hustle and march every single day, output every single day, work every single day. Like fuck that. Fuck that. You trust and you flow and you enjoy life and you prioritize pleasure, like eating delicious meals and laughing with your baby and your friends and like prioritizing time with your friends. It's like that is part of the sacred rebellion. The sacred rebellion is the restoration. It's the restoration of moving back to cyclical living, rhythmic flow. I'm getting heated. I also just my espresso's hitting me, y'all, but that's a good thing. I like getting on here and just doing like a full caffeinated riff every now and then. So, okay, that's a part of the sacred rebellion, is tuning out of the old war, of the old world, of the old distortion. Okay, it's marked by this, if you're looking at it from the point of view of the language of human design, the last 400 years, I believe since 1617, we have been in what's called the cross of planning. These are eras that change every 400 years, right? So from the 1600s, we've been in this energy of the cross of planning. And what it did, it put an emphasis on institutions, systems, um, structures. And what ended up happening is it helped people survive, but it also forced people to give up their sovereignty and place their power outside of themselves in institutions like religion and government. Putting your power outside of yourself, losing your sovereignty. And then that distortion is marked by the feminine energy of flow and cycle, got literally forced underground. The feminine was suppressed. So we fell out of harmony. We fell out of resonance. We fell out of coherence. The calendar was messed up and changed. Like we were living completely out of alignment with nature. And that also is like coinciding with so many other lenses that we could look at it from, right? Like period, the last 20 years, even the last 20 years are known as period 8 in Chinese metaphysics. It was a time that was represented by and favored young men, and it was all about greed, wealth, manipulation, control, big emphasis on real estate, and like stockpiling. Like I just see it as like stockpiling wealth, hoarding, right? Where the 1% rose and tried to hoard and take everything from everyone. Okay, so now the era that we're in, Pluto in Aquarius is signaling the start of this new era that also beautifully coincides with all of these other, like period 9 in Chinese metaphysics. Okay, period 9 in Chinese metaphysics now, we moved in there last year, period 9. It's a period that is going to rule over the next 20 years. That period is represented by and favors women ages 35 to 55. Mother energy. And you don't have to have an actual child to be tuned into the frequency of the mother. The mother is the backbone of society. Okay. The mother leads from soul, leads from heart. She is ferocious and tender at the same time. Okay, that's the era that we are in now. It's also, so it's representing the restoration of the divine feminine. It's also known as the age of fire. So whereas period 8 was earth, that is like stable, it was the time when people could get by with just having one job. Okay, you have one job and you could have like a pretty decent life. Fire is like more wild and unstable. This is the time where you're going to need multiple streams of income, and you'll be making money when you are involved in a heart-led, purpose-led, heart-centered project and endeavor. Whether you start it yourself or you're magnetized to another business or another project that you say yes to and you're a part of, that's how you're going to be more successful. It's purpose driven. It's empowerment. The fire age is the age of empowerment back to the individual. So whereas the cross of planning the last 400 years was really about this, the society, the tribes, and giving your own power away to benefit the whole, the era we're in now is all about power back to the individual. This is the rise of the sovereign soul. And you can think about it like this. No more placing your power outside of yourself. Your power comes back home. This revolution is going to be by you self-actualizing. The sacred rebellion is what happens when you self-actualize. When you come into alignment physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, you come back home into alignment, into the person that you were literally born to be, designed to be, your original state. Once you've removed all those layers of conditioning and tuned out of the distortion and you tuned back into your unique rhythm, the way that you are divinely designed is that whatever you have an urge to create and be a part of, like that's leading you from soul and your body's intelligence is leading you through life, your inner compass from rhythm is leading you through life, no matter what it is, to the betterment of humanity and Earth herself, because that's how we are divinely designed. So when you prioritize power back to the individual and you become a sovereign soul who is self-actualized, now your cup is always overflowing. And once your cup is overflowing, you have so much to give. That's how I feel now. Like, that's how I feel now. The amount of like things that I have been doing lately, it's also the timing of my daughter. Like, the first year of her life, like, my cup was never overflowing. Like, I was giving my body, giving so much. Because that was what was like demanded of me in that time. Like, that was the energy that I was in. But now that I have reprioritized my health and I've come back home to myself in alignment, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, I have self-actualized. And whenever I have that urge to create, like I said, it's like moving a wave. The creative wave moves through me, and I just gotta get it out there. That requires no effort from me. Like, I wake up early those days, I get so much done, and I'm still an amazing mom, amazing wife. I'm there for my friends and my family. I'm not tired. I'm not overexerting myself because my cup is full, because I'm doing what I love, and I have gratitude every day for this beautiful life and my beautiful family, and that I get to use my voice and that I get to create. Like, I'm coming from this place of gratitude and overflow because I'm self-actualized. I'm perfectly tuned in, and therefore I have access to tremendous life force energy. So because I have like put myself first in that sense, I've put myself first, prioritizing that my cup is always overflowing. Now I have so much to give to everyone. Like now I can hold so much space. I have way more client calls now. I got way more people in my DMs that I can answer in a timely fashion. I got way more people in my community. I got way more people tuning in because I can hold it. Because I've prioritized my alignment, which is putting the individual first and reclaiming your sovereignty. It's pure life force energy that drives me through life. It requires no overexertion, no force. And if I would have the last 2 weeks overexerted myself and forced myself to keep up with content and keep up with creations, I would have depleted myself and I would have thrown my health out of whack. I would have started to like resent all of the people, places, and things that I had to do and that my list was like growing. Like it would have sent me out of alignment, would have sent me out of whack. So when you honor your unique energy, your unique rhythm, and every single one of us has our own unique rhythm. This is why I'm obsessed with human design, because it literally tells you what your unique rhythm is. For manifestors, 9% of the population, we've got these cyclical waves, and you better honor your wave. You create when you've got an urge to create, and you rest when you feel like you've said it all and you've done it all, and now you sit back and then you tend to your garden. And then you'll wake up one day like I did today, and I'm like, boom, 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 baby, let's go, let's get it. I like got up, took a shower, like got ready, did my makeup, put on a cool ass outfit, and then I was like, I'm gonna record today. I'm gonna get shit done. I got carousels to post. I'm like making cool shit in Canva because it was time. Okay, so that's my rhythm and I'm honoring my rhythm. So, manifestors, we have this cyclical rhythm. Generators, you have this daily pulse. It's like the beat, it is the heartbeat. You guys are the heartbeat of creation. And you have so much life force energy to give every single day when you are honoring your passions and when you are finding aligned work. So you find aligned work, you find aligned businesses, and your gut is going to lead you there. Your aura is open and enveloping like a magnet, and then your everything that's meant for you in life is going to come to you. And then you just follow your body showing you like what's lighting you up, and you say yes even if it makes no rational logical sense. Every time you say yes to your gut and you follow what lights you up, you have endless life force energy to fill it every single day. Okay, so you got to find what's truly lighting you up, and you have to honor your gut and your body's wisdom guiding you. And you need to stay healthy, and you need to make sure that you use your battery every single day. You need to have a really healthy workout routine, and you need to spend blocks every single day towards your personal hobbies and passions so that you go to bed with that empty battery. You sleep like a freaking baby. That phrase is hilarious to me now that I have a kid. Babies wake up all the time. You sleep like a healthy, aligned adult, and you sleep through the entire night well rested. And then you wake up with that full battery again, and then boom, 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 bam, 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 life force energy to attack life every single day. And then the projectors, you get life force energy when you are aligned to the right opportunities and when you're in places of leadership and oversight, and people around, everyone that you're surrounded with knows how gifted you are, and they value your insight and the way you see things and your intelligence, and you're surrounded by people that light you up. Then you have life force energy to go after whatever it is that you're doing when you're in your correct position. And then reflectors, you have life force energy every time that you are in a healthy environment that feels good to you. And then you just flow through life. You get to dance through life and do whatever you freaking want without feeling any pressure to conform to any sort of schedule or anyone else's like timeline or any sort of job description. Like you let yourself flow through life, and then you'll find something that comes in like a surprise, and you're like, whoa, this is what we're doing now. And then you pour your life force energy into it. Okay, so this is like what I mean by it's the era of the individual. It's the era of personal sovereignty. Self-actualization is what's fueling the sacred rebellion. Okay, because this world desperately needs people that are rooted, regulated, and empowered to start making real societal change. Okay, because it starts at home with your family. This is why I keep saying this is like the age of the mother, too. When mothers are healthy and supported and regulated and nourished, and they've got that tribal support, they're surrounded by other mothers, other friends. They've got partners who love them and support them in every possible way, like a true partner in life. And they prioritize time with family and crafts and creation. It is the mothers who are ushering in this great change because the mothers lead the way. It is the women that carry the vision of synthesis, and it is the masculine that build it. And so when you are aligned and you have that divine partnership, if you want to get married and have kids, then your aura, like you and your partner in your home, create the living aura into which the child incarnates. And that child can be born free of shadow consciousness, free of the imprint of the cross of planning, free of the imprint from period 8. But the child is born with like this fresh, truly a fresh start because you did the work, because you are an alchemist. I always say, I'm like, millennials are here to change the world because millennials are the age of alchemists. The age that you like were born and then the age you're in now, post Saturn return, like if you're in your late 20s, 30s to early 40s, you've gone through like the biggest change that humanity has seen. This is like exponential change marked by this technological revolution. Right. And it's just going to get even more technological and like AI is going to get even more crazy. Like that's a part of the fire age as well. But millennials have the ability to like actually program AI with higher consciousness because we are the most adept at technology because we grew up with it, but we were still able to touch grass because we grew up without technology and we remember what the world was like before phones. So then we have the ability to actually like program technology with higher consciousness if that's your thing, like if you're into technology, if you're in that like sphere of enterprise. And if you're not, then you're just an alchemist and you've done this work to rid yourself of shadow consciousness, not only for yourself but for your entire fractal line, healing generations after generations of trauma. Every single person, I always say, like, every single person alive today has what it takes to not only remember, but to forgive. We must be the generation that forgives the transgressions of the past and the transgressions of today. While still demanding justice, you must be able to forgive because you must unburden. It's actually in your solar plexus that you carry this energy of anger. And you can't reawaken your solar plexus into higher consciousness until you forgive yourself and others. And I know that doesn't mean fuck. I mean, I know that means fuck all coming from a white woman. I don't have the in experiences of injustice that people of color do, that women of color do. I understand that it's not my place to ask people to forgive. But I am telling you that it is a proven fact that when you do forgive, you unburden your heart and you unshackle yourself and you remove yourself from victim consciousness, which has kept humanity trapped, limited, and blind. Victim consciousness is the jail that you have woven for yourself that only you have the key to open. I know it's not my place to ask people to forgive, but it is my place to just speak freely, uninhibited about these energies at play and about what's on offer for you on the other side of forgiveness. It is not for them, it's for you to free yourself, to awaken your inner sun of empowerment. Okay, we can demand justice while still freeing yourself from the weight, the dead weight of insidious anger. And I'm not telling you to never be angry again. Like anger fuels me. Anger fuels me every day to like get on here and like share this stuff because I'm pissed. Like I'm pissed at the state of the world, what's happening to my brothers and sisters, innocent women and children. I'm pissed about it. but I'm trying to channel it into something productive, into something inspirational and empowering, rather than letting it drown me, which is what I used to do when I was a kid. What I used to do in my early 20s. I would just drown it out with alcohol. Okay, we got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to channel it. And it's going to keep coming up. Like it'll come up at different times in your life. You'll feel this. Just recently, I felt this like feminine rage, like burning through me. And I knew it wasn't even mine. I was like, I'm feeling this rage of mothers who came before me, who were so unsupported, who were asked to do a million fucking things, always killing themselves to do it because mothers can literally do anything. But if a mother's not supported and she keeps doing everything, it's like this ancient rage, this resentment was like, I could feel it in my bones. And I had to literally like go put on music and dance and like pound it out and move it and like scream, like claw it out, like do what you got to do. You got to move it. You got to feel it to heal it. You got to channel it. We're never like suppressing these feelings. Like things are going to keep coming up over these next like, this next decade. Like you're never going to be free completely of fear, of anger. Okay, but it's like, but can you channel it? That's what the reawakening of the solar plexus is. It is finally gaining emotional intelligence and emotional clarity, using your emotions. You don't let your emotions use you. The solar plexus is the home of our emotions. Okay. And the voltage of your emotions like far outweigh the subtle cognitive processes of reason that emanate from your cranial brain. Like, what's like firing in your brain when you're like using your logical thinking mind. That is freaking nothing compared to the voltage that is happening inside of your solar plexus when you're experiencing emotions. And so we have been victims to our emotions this entire time. That's why there's so much violence on the planet. That's why there's so much chaos. That's why there's so much division. Okay. But the age that we're in now, the reawakening of the solar plexus, Pluto in Aquarius, period 9. It's like where you use your emotions, you don't let your emotions use you. And every time that you feel yourself being like provoked, and every single time you feel yourself wanting to react like the old way, based in the old world, the old you, how you used to react based on how you were conditioned and programmed, every time you feel that arise and then you stop yourself, you have the willpower to actually stop yourself and draw your line in the sand and say, that's not how I act anymore. That's not how I react anymore. Let me breathe through it. Breathe through these high voltage states. Let me breathe through it and then choose another way. Choose another response. Choose a conscious response. And then when it's appropriate, you go ahead and you feel it and you get it out and you journal it out and you write it out and you scream it out and you dance it out and you sweat it out. That's a good one. Go for a freaking run. I'd be on the elliptical, like going crazy like this. It's like you use those angry emotions and then you channel it into a work of art, into your writing, into a piece, like whatever your thing is, right? And then your positive emotions, it's through your positive emotions. Like this is what we talk about with manifestation. Like when you are visualizing what you want and you feel the emotion of having that thing or have completed that thing or the success of whatever it is you're working towards, because that emotion is this like high voltage flash, like this frequency, that is exactly what programs your magnetic monopole, which is the diamond that sits in the middle of your chest. In human design, you'll see the diamond in your chest. That's your magnetic monopole. That is what's like holding your entire life together. This is what we say, it's like the law of attraction. This is why you are getting everything that you are. Like whatever frequency you are, that's what the world will deliver to you because of your magnetic monopole, because it's through your solar plexus that is programming your magnetic monopole to bring you what you are. And this is why the reawakening of the solar plexus, learning how to use your emotions and not let your emotions use you. Every time you alchemize heavy, dense energy, And then every time you consciously bring in gratitude and love and joy and bliss and connection and authenticity, you're programming your magnetic monopole to bring you everything that you are. This is why I keep saying that 2025, because the nodes of fate are in Pisces and Virgo, what was being asked of us was to build and to scaffold. Okay, so that meant physically building, like you had to build out certain things in your business, in your life, build out certain habits and routines and structures. And if you were building in alignment with your unique energy and building for your unique rhythm, like creating routines that work for your unique rhythm. And then you're building and you're healing your nervous system from the past, and you don't let yourself be provoked and triggered, but you actually get to the root cause of what is provoking you, what is triggering you, and then you alchemize it and then you release it. And then you hold the vision and you start to ground your soul's highest vision into reality, and you prioritize meditation and movement and embodiment and stillness and quiet. Then what's happening is you are energetically scaffolding and rewiring your nervous system to hold your quantum leap, to hold your higher octave, to hold your higher level, which is on offer for us now in this new paradigm. Pluto in Aquarius marks the new paradigm. So, what does your life look like when you are living your soul's greatest dream? When you are creating the world that you want to live in and that you want your children to grow up in? You create it in your family, you create it in your community. You prioritize community. Prioritizing community, feel into that. I don't want to get too off base here, but like prioritizing community means having people over your house, even if your house isn't completely clean, like not saying no to things. It means cooking and then having extra and giving it to your neighbors and giving it to your friends. It means like finding out what your people in your community need and then just delivering it. Like when your friends have a new baby, it means you cook them food, you go over there and you give them stuff. It means always opening your house to anyone and everyone who needs it. It means checking in on your friends. Okay. It means being there. It means doing random FaceTimes and random calls and just showing up and like sending flowers when you're thinking of them and like always remembering their birthdays. It's like it's so much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that, but I'm just giving you examples. Like people say they want community, but then they say no when someone just wants to drop by because of what, right? It's like you're creating the world that you want your children to live in every single day. You are choosing the new way. And you're choosing what your life looks like when you have aligned work, purpose-based work, when you use your voice freely and you're uninhibited and you share your art with the world and you don't give a flying F how it's going to be perceived or judged. You literally don't care because you don't spend time on the people that aren't for you. You focus on your tribe, you focus on the people that love you, and you don't spend a minute on the rest. You don't even think about it. You just freely share your art, your voice, and your energy because you are overflowing. It will not deplete you because you've prioritized your alignment and you've been regulating your nervous system. And anytime there's something shocking and disturbing and grotesque in the world, you feel it, you can feel it collectively, and then you move it through your body however you can, and you transmute it, and then you turn it into something productive or creative or inspiring or like whatever. You turn it into art, like you get it out of your body. And then you remain the still point amongst the chaos. Because we're in this period of like destabilization. Okay. As the systems and structures are breaking down, like the cross of planning, it technically goes until 2027. The cross of the sleeping phoenix begins in 2027, but it's not like black or white. It's not like one day it's going to be like, and switch. It's like, it's switching now. It's switching now. This has been a 400-year period that is switching now. And if you're tuning into this, then you're one of the seed humans who are already anchoring in the cross of the sleeping phoenix, who are already anchoring into the higher frequency of period 9, of the restoration, of the fire age, of quantum alignment, quantum expansion, quantum growth, nervous system regulation, rapid manifestation. If you're tuning into this, you're the seed human who's anchoring this in before it crystallizes in the collective. That's how it's gonna crystallize in the collective. We're all connected through the ether, through the field. All of our auras are interconnected. Even if you live in the middle of nowhere, you're part of the sheath. The sheath. It's like a skin covering the entire earth that is our auras interconnected. What you do matters. As you do this work, to come back home into alignment and to become a sovereign soul, to return to your original state. And the original state is the play of children that matures into the creativity and the genius of adults. I want you to be so in your freaking genius. That's what it means to self-actualize, pretty much. That you're in your genius. You've owned your dharma, like your God-given gifts in this world, your unique gifts, which is your genius. Once you've like cultivated your gifts, it becomes your genius, right? And then your arta is when you don't have to separate your genius from making money, but you make money with your genius. That's your arta, when you get properly paid for being you, paid to exist. And that's a part of the spiritual path, is getting paid to exist. Because what's stopping you from getting paid to exist are the outdated fears and conditioning and old karmic loops that are preventing you from your abundance. And it's a part of the spiritual path that you have to dive into that and release what is holding you back from making money with and for your genius. Because that's what the new earth is. When everyone's making money with and for their genius, you don't have to compromise or sacrifice. All right, so you guys, this is such a crazy time to be alive. If you need support, take my proven method called Align. It is a 4-week proven method to come into alignment physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And then I also have my nervous system regulation system as well that will also help you during this time massively. So go check that out. And I'm sending you so much love. And join my circle community. In membership is where I will have an activation during this time. My podcast is where I'm just going to speak about it. And then in my membership is where I take you through an activation. All right. See you in there. Sending you so much love. That is all. Peace out.